body bags were whore lies.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Hey guys, happy Thursday, this is your Fright Chick speaking. Okay, so this week I am doing Return to House on Haunted Hill. This came out in 2007, 8 years after the first one, or I should say remake. So, for those of you who didn't see the first one, or remake, from 1999's House on Haunted Hill, we had a couple of survivors at the end. One of those was Sarah. Sorry, super fucking spoiler alert for those of you who didn't see it. But, she's kind of important because well, to be honest, if you watch this one first, you're going to fucking find out. So, we had Sarah, who was the survivor. We follow her sister Ariel in this, who was the chick from the Friday the 13th reboot, I now know. We follow Ariel. Sarah's in it for like 2 seconds. It's not the same actress, but the film opens with Ariel ignoring her sister. Her sister has become obsessed in the 8 years since the incident happened at the asylum, and she just wants everyone to know the story about Dr. Fanica and all this stuff. She's also found out stuff about why it could have happened, which was not important in the first one, but they need a plot for these people. And she sends a package to Ariel. We have an art dealer slash criminal guy called Desmond. I think it's Desmond Niles. I did look it up and I forgot already. He's basically, he's like a black market art dealer, you know? And he finds out about this thing called the Baphomet Idol, which is what is in the asylum, which is why all the ghosts and everything are evil and they kill people, and Dr. Fanica is being possessed by it and all this bullshit that no one cares about. But it makes for a bit of a plot. So, Sarah kills herself. She kills herself. And Ariel and Paul go to her apartment to go and see what she's like got and to sort of get her affairs in order. They realise how obsessed she was. And then Desmond and his little cronies. Why do people who want to be criminals dress like criminals? All black and like holsters and leather and all that bollocks. You just stand out. They kidnap her and her friend Paul and take them to the house on Haunted Hill. There's also a doctor there, like a professor. He was Desmond's sort of mentor, so he knows everything about the Baphomet Idol, and Desmond brings him there as well. So that there's basically a bunch of people now in the house. We get there pretty quickly. We're in the house, and they trip the pulley system. There is a pulley system in this, for those who didn't see the first one, where a bunch of steel shutters come down and cover the doors, the windows, they cover fucking everything so that you cannot get out, which is why a load of people died back in the 20s when Dr. Fanica was there, because everyone burned to death because they couldn't get out, which is why we have ghosts. So, they're all there. They're all talking with Ariel and Paul, the innocent people, the innocent party who know nothing and can do nothing and should survive. We have the doctor and a couple of his student cronies who just don't have anything to offer except serious cuteness from one of them. And they're there, and they don't know why they're there, but they know all about the Baphomet Idol. And then we have Desmond, who is running the show. He's just got a load of guns. He's pointing guns at people. You need to be here. You need to help me find the Baphomet Idol, because I'm going to sell that shit for a lot of money on the black market. And I know that you probably know where it is, and you probably know where it is, even though I have no fucking proof of this, but you're going to help me anyway, or I'm going to kill you. That is what our movie is. It is a bunch of people being forced to look around the asylum and get picked off by ghosts to look for a stupid idol. I don't know why I'm ripping on this film so much. This is not a good review. But as they're walking around, much like they do in the first movie, kind of exploring, but at least with a purpose this time, a more bigger purpose, they've got a gun to their heads. They're looking for the idol, but of course we have a whole load of people in there that are just there to be picked off by ghosts. So we have one who gets taken out by a couple of like lesbian ghosts. I think she gets her face ripped off. With another one who gets like in a big water tank, like an ice cold water tank. And you know, very quickly they realise that there are real ghosts, and they're very scared. And some of it is good. I mean, there's some good death scenes. The ghosts are scary because they do that weird shit where they like shake, you know, all the body shakes and all that sort of stuff. But because Ariel is a kind of innocent party in this, she gets to be the one that gets a bit of backstory and kind of gets left alone a little bit. We have a head ghost in this one. We have a head ghost. He kind of tries to help Ariel realise what's going on, what the Baphomet Idol is, and also where it is, because it is buried deep in the heart of the asylum. And as we move towards the end of the movie, this is a very weird review, as we move towards the end of the movie, A bunch of them have died, you know, in gruesome ways. They're all travelling through the house. They're getting deeper and deeper into, you know, like the furnaces and the morgue and stuff like that. And they're all very much aware now that they're a ghost and that the Baphomet Idol is real. And that the only way that they can really do anything or get out is that they need to destroy the Baphomet Idol. So then they all decide that, yes, willingly, they're all going to go and find it. So they end up kind of in the furnaces. One of them is a fake furnace, which has a secret passageway that they're going to go through. They do eventually find this after, once again, being attacked by ghosts. And some of them survive, some of them don't. But they do end up finding the Baphomet Idol, and we have a sort of a big showdown, you know, where obviously this Desmond guy is a fucking psycho. He doesn't want them to have it. They don't want it. They just want to get rid of it, and obviously he doesn't want that to happen. So the last third of the movie is them not so much worrying about the ghost, but worrying about this very real man with a very real gun shooting very real bullets at them and killing them. So yeah, there's a kind of a bit of suspense. There's a good bit of suspense towards the end, and obviously they do end up finding the Baphomet Idol. Do they destroy it or do they not destroy it? They kind of do and they kind of don't. I have told you the truth here, people. They kind of do and they kind of don't. But they find a way of basically lifting the curse off of the house on Haunted Hill, off of the asylum. We don't have that many survivors, I don't think. I can't even really remember if there's any other survivors other than the fucking obvious choice, okay? I don't need to tell you who survives. You should know by now. But yeah, that's literally the film. I feel like I've had a really weird moment where I haven't really explained the film very well. But yeah, I can't, because, like I said, it's not that great. It's kind of confusing at times because they've had to... In the first one, it was clear cut, you know. We had the house, we had the people, and we had a very good reason for why those people were there, which we found out in due course. And then we had a showdown. In this one, because we already know the backstory, and we resolved it, they've had to make up a new one. And it's not a good one. It's not a good one, but they had to make up a new one. So then they had to put characters in there. They kind of had to recreate the first one. It's very much similar to the first one, obviously. But it just... I don't know. The lead chick in it, she's very flat. Like, just... Her voice is monotone and her acting... I'm not saying she's a bad actress, but her voice is very monotone and it's just... Her performance is just kind of there, you know? It doesn't... she's very emotionless and it kind of ruins it. It kind of takes me out of it. I don't ever believe that she's actually scared or happy or anything. But I'm going to leave it there because I don't really have anything else to say. But yes, I would give it a watch if you're a fan of the first one, just so you can kind of see where it went. But it's not very interesting. The characters can all go die in the first 5 minutes for all I cared. And that's pretty much it. The Baphomet Idol thing is a bit silly. It's a good idea, I'm sure, on paper, but it didn't really work. So, yeah, that was it. I will see you guys next week. Bye.